And here we go. Starting with the normal pool. This one is Press Start by MDK. The map is mapped by Ron, who is a Japanese player, is also taking part in this tournament. This map is at 7.79 stars. We're starting off very strong. And this map shines up because it is extremely technical. That comes from different snappings, very confusing ones at that. You see some weird doubles, triples and six in streams. That looks demanding in terms of speed, because of the doubles. I do remember this song from an unranked standard map. I think it is a Contender for Love, but I'm not too sure.
I don't remember. I think I've never heard this song before. But yeah, there appears to be a lot of slider velocity changes, so it's kind of reminiscent of what was going down in
Kraken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was going on in round of 16, but just
Correct.
the difficulty and the technicality of everything just ramped up quite a bit.
Yeah, most definitely.
I wonder who they got to play this match this time.
I have no idea. I don't think it's the German team this time.
Yeah, but we can see that the very fluid XP changes.
Yeah, so
that's the best way to describe it.
Right, the transitions are not that weird and drastic. They are actually, yeah, really you approach to those. They are very readable because of that.
Some of the dawn bursts, though.
Yeah, these look absolutely disgusting if you ask me.
And doublets. I think SV does have some kind of obstruction, like
yeah. So far, these patterns didn't seem too complicated. Some of these, of course, where there are different snappings and quick bursts in them, but the others seem to be manageable. There is the SV that comes in handy in terms of difficulty.
I think I know who played this actually.
You do? I have no idea.
Think about how many people can actually pull something like this off.
I mean, we have to be in Japanese territory. I mean, I thought it was too many 100s for a Japanese player.
Yeah, think about low accuracy, non-Japanese, non-Asian players.
Oh god. No, I don't know, man.
But anyway, we are going to move on to the next no mod pick. And that is, I will attempt to pronounce this.
Oh boy,
but
I don't want to do that one.
Okay, Toyo Satomimi no Hedo Fon ni Bur. Oh god, I'm gonna give up. It's a map by Backfire. The difficulty name is Taikocalypse Act 9, The Desperation. So part of Backfire's series of difficult maps that he has created.
Indeed, yes.
And the artist is Kyo1110. So the map hovers at around 260 BPM, and it contains a lot of finishers throughout. And so it can really pose a challenge for those, a reading challenge for those who are playing.
Yeah, I'm glad that there are no mods with this. Looking at this right now, there were a couple doubles that look really weird. We did see those ninjas, obviously. The snapping wasn't too difficult just yet, but no, we'll get there, I guess. Yeah, the finishers look like they could trip up some people.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to be very consistent on timing like very organized, I would say, in order to play this map well for the finisher bonus. Obviously, you can always omit to hit the finishers, but that's a choice you have to make if you want to sacrifice score, I suppose. Something that may come into play. And I think it's better to miss out on finisher bonus rather than miss fairly hard.
Yeah, often it brings some benefits if you omit those, that is correct. I would have omitted the finishers and the key eyes of the tiebreaker this week if we had to play that one. Maybe it may come in handy over here too, but I think these are manageable.
They look very difficult though. At 260 BPM, they're effectively death streams, like they're finisher death streams, if you will.
Yeah.
Like being coordinated, like having both hands coordinated. You're putting your fingers at, you're straightening them to the limit, in short. Although I can see this map being quite a bit easier for DDKK or KKDD players.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. I feel like DKKD players, I'm sorry, KDDK players, will face some struggle over here because I feel like switching between those colors is a difficult task, but for DDKK or KKDD respectively, this doesn't seem to be too difficult, so maybe this is what these players want to rely on.
Also, I'd just like to point out the pseudo SV, the SV increase there acts like a pseudo hard rock, so maybe something to think about there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the first of these two maps I have not seen before, so...
I don't know any of these. I did know the song, the first one, but that was about it.
Definitely an interesting pick. And that final death stream is definitely something to look out for.
Oh no. Yeah, with the 1/6 at the end, it does cause some drops, but well, it may be too late for that.
Anyway,
in general, yeah.
Looks like we have to move on. The next map is something that I am pretty familiar with.
No, yeah, I am as well.
Oh, so map by Onosaki Hito himself, one of the map pool selectors. The song is called "To Love Me I." Something for you.
Yeah, that's open for interpretation, I would say.
It's a song by T. Panthalite, and the difficulty is Taikosaki 2013. I believe there's a 2011 difficulty.
That was
the new one. But the new one, this one is a new one, which is significantly more difficult than the old one.
So much harder. That is true.
Coming in at an SR of 7.78. The song features lots of 220 BPM death streams coupled with 1/6 at the ending of streams or at the beginning. So very easy to trip up players here. On the whole, not too difficult of a map for players who are entering the final stage. Nothing about this map stands out as being particularly gimmicky, or it's like a fairly standard difficult map, I would say.
Yeah, the thing is, it's super readable if you are able to keep up with the speed inside of the streams. You won't face too many problems here if you're capable of keeping up with these streams. The thing is that there are so many streams that at some point they have to be tiring on your hands and your eyes, and you want to be consistent throughout the whole streaming section, or the multiple sections if you want. But this is, well, quite a hard task because this map is super long.
I think it clocks in at about over 4 minutes or something?
Yeah.
And yeah, so definitely a stamina test and plenty of places for players to drop, because the longer the map, the more stamina is required, the more focus even. I think focus is the main challenge here, given the number of streams.
I just double checked, this is 4 minutes and 23 seconds, so quite a task of consistency even, if you want.
With regards to accuracy, it's only going to be 6, so nothing too challenging in that regard. So yeah, mostly a challenge of being able to play streams well. I don't think note locking is going to be an issue, considering there aren't these aren't particularly long streams.
Well, okay, at least we're not really sticking with one color for too long, so you've got plenty of opportunities to come back from those lots if you're encounter some. So in general, they don't seem to be the biggest issue right here. The issue will be that you're so far into the map that you won't be able to recover from a mistake in these streams, and that is fatal. What's the HP in this, do you know?
The HP is HP 6, so it's actually fairly high. Players are at risk of failing if they attack a stream or something. I actually know exactly who's playing this. There's only one person.
I still have no idea, I'm sorry. Yeah, but tanking HP over here can happen really quickly if you mess up on these streams. You have to recover quickly, and that becomes increasingly harder diving into the map. After 4 minutes of, well, almost pure streaming, yeah, that is quite a challenging task.
Anyway, looks like we have to move on to the next map.
Indeed, we are still in the Nomad pool right here. This is another T-Pazolite song. The song is called Boogie Woogie's Platter Show, and if I recall correctly, this was isn't there first force on this song as well?
Yes.
Anyway, this is not the one, is it?
Nope, it's not that one.
No, this is just simply called Taiko, the difficulty of that, and it's at 8.25 or 26 stars rather. What we have here is a lot of finishers, mainly at the beginning.
Just going to point out that this is the highest star rated map in the pool, I believe, including double time. Or it's tied with double time, actually. It is tied with double time.
Exactly, yes.
But wow, finisher streams everywhere. So, obviously, unless you're into TLB, you are not going to hit those finisher streams. So, yeah. On the whole, the map itself doesn't seem too difficult.
No, but it seems to be quite a long one. We're 1.6k of combo. That is the full combo in the replay data right there.
Although, yes, the map is 4 minutes long. So
yeah.
Again, likewise with one of the previous No Mod picks, this one is going to be a test of focus and stamina, I would say.
That is true.
With regards to specifics, it's OD 5, so note locking could be an issue, and it's HP 5 as well, so I don't think it's too easy to fail on this map, but I mean, it doesn't seem too difficult at the moment.
May I remind you that this is 230 BPM, so after 3 minutes, this is actually causing a little bit of strain. You don't want that in this map.
So far, I don't see anything that would trigger a 8-star, that would warrant an 8-star rating. So
maybe it's the finishness, I'm not sure.
Something at the end could be very, I would say.
Yeah. Most likely a possibility. So far it seems to have really basic patterns. It's something to rely on if you're not too sure what to pick and you want a solid battle.
I think we're entering the difficult section.
Oh, it's a dot.
Yeah, lots of 1-6 patterns, lots of KDD, KDD, KDD patterns. So that definitely inflates the SR by a significant amount. And then lots of hand switching patterns, I would say. So definitely, and this is, yeah, I can see this tripping a lot of people up. It is very tricky. Definitely requires some practice, but that is definitely the reason why the SR is so high. But yeah, beyond that, I think the map itself isn't too bad. Judging this is semifinals already, shouldn't be a surprise to see picks at 230 BPM. It's just that one particular stream with the 1-6 interlaced into it. I think if teams are going to do well, they're going to have to practice and check out hand switches and stuff like that.
I'm definitely excited to see how players will do on this one. Anyway, we're moving on in this map. I really don't want to play. Really don't want to play. This map was, I believe, the first ranked map to cross the 7.5 star mark. This is a Reg Army, map by Sayaka. The artist is XI or C if you're one.
She or something. Yeah.
She, yeah. Yeah, the inner only difficulty is the hardest one right there, and this map contains so many 1/6 bursts that can trip you up so easily in combination with, well, very difficult streams. That makes up for a super technical map, and even the best technical players will trip up here.
But given that it is a ranked map, this map has already received a ton of exposure, so I would not be surprised if there are players who can already SD this map just from memory. Oh, not like from prior practice, I would say.
Obviously, yeah. You do get the question from Grimoire, why not Imagara?
Wow.
I feel like Imagara was a little easier, wasn't it?
Imagara is harder. It's definitely harder. The streams are a bit more.
I felt like it was easier.
This map shouldn't be a problem for you, given that you're a DD player. But yeah, it comes in at an SR of 77. The OD on the map is OD6, I believe.
Let me just double check that real quick. We are at OD6.
Don't think failing is going to be a real possibility for most of the players.
That won't be an issue. It's a combo and the accuracy, yeah.
But in terms of accuracy, like how players manage the 1/6 pattern and whether or not they tank some of the more complex patterns, that will determine whoever takes points.
Correct. And with this, we are moving on to the last map in the normal pool. Oh boy, that's another Kobayu song, Wavy Beach. Map by Mikuzu, 8022. Diff is called Mikuzu, and we're at 7.22 stars. So this is actually not too high of a star rating.
Now, if experience has told me anything, Mikuzu is a fan of mapping high BPM maps.
And that's exactly what's being represented in that song. This is actually 300 BPM throughout the whole song. We do get some ninja sliders and some very odd patterns apparently. I'm excited.
Oh dear God! Some really awkward patterns to. Some odd number patterns, I would say.
Yeah. Some triples in streams right there. That's not too common. Usually you get 2 circles or 4 circles of one color. At least that goes for cats, and over here you don't have that. Also, the spacing of these circles right there is really weird. I mean, the composition of patterns. You get quadruplets.
I think we can classify this as one of the gimmick picks in the no mod pool. Yeah, definitely consider it a gimmick pick, considering there are ninja sliders that obstruct your view, and just smooth SV changes. Although, I mean, I guess with what's the name? One of the earlier no mod picks, that featured smooth SV changes as well, so that could be considered as pseudo gimmick map. But this one definitely is, yeah, definitely a gimmick map.
Yeah, it's on that side, absolutely.
I have to say though, it features a lot of empty sections, like a lot of breaks for players. So I don't think stamina is going to be an issue for players here.
Yeah, and I feel like it could have some higher star rating if it wasn't for those breaks. So this is not exactly the most deserved star rating over here. Also, may I note that this map seems to be quite long. So that kind of balances the break and stamina gradient right there.
Anything? I don't think there's much more to talk about this song, so I think we should just enjoy
the rest of it.
Yep. I have to say though, some of the streams are quite tricky considering they are flying at you at 300 BPM.
Indeed, yes. I'm kind of struggling with following those actually. Anyway, this concludes our no-mod pool, and we'll move on straight to the hidden pool. And this one is a real treat. We are looking at Cardboard Box Double Plus, a map set by Vulcan, but we are playing Rims N+. We are at 6.9 stars.
I've actually played this map before with...
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I have played this map before. And I have to say, the trickiest section in this, it starts off at 240 BPM, I believe, but it ramps up to something like 260 BPM.
Oh, man. Okay.
So, and the transition is actually very gradual. It's like, it's so, like, it's unnoticeable, the transition.
Oh, so what this causes is you can't really focus on 1 BPM, and you can't really focus on keeping that same rhythm all the time, since it's
yeah,
so
and then suddenly you find yourself, oh shoot, I'm hitting late, like what?
Yeah,
and then you have to speed up. Yeah. So that, and especially when coupled with the hidden mod, where you can, it's even harder to judge when nodes are actually hitting the circle, like the approach circle, I guess. Yeah. This map is going to be a real challenge, in my opinion.
Oh no, may I note that this is at OD8, so together with that speed change, we will see some surprising 100s and misses, I'm pretty sure.
One thing that comes out of this, though, is the fact that note lock will be less of an issue, considering it is OD8. But yeah, all in all, a fairly short map. Just containing about 1,200 notes or so. Yeah, just quite stream heavy actually, I would say.
Yeah, these streams are complicated with hidden. I would not want to mess up with this map at all.
Anyway, looks like we have to move on. The next map in the hidden pool is Lon Like 3, map by Tasuki912. The artist is the flashbulb, and the difficulty is simply Oni. Clocking in with SR at 7.06. This map features some very dense snapping, I would say. As you can see, some of the patterns are quite difficult.
Oh god. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And definitely, I believe it's got fairly high OD. I'm not sure. I'll have to look on that.
I'm gonna double check that for you. Yeah, this is sort of the successor to Lon Like 2, which is a ranked map by Gizo, or Mume if you want.
Okay, never mind. OD is OD5, so
Yeah.
it doesn't have a high OD at all.
No.
I'm thinking of another map, actually. Never mind.
But let's be fair, you will need OD5 to actually cover these patterns. I feel like if we are playing 1/8 bursts in the middle of regular streams, you can't go much higher than 5.
Well, I'm certain there are players who would disagree with what you just said, but yeah, I mean, it certainly helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the whole, just really weird snappings in general, and definitely a challenge, especially towards the beginning. Although I am sure that these difficulty spikes will definitely return. Also, Twitch Trash is blowing up about a certain topic. Well, if you, I mean, Sayaka and Ano, I think they're doing a great job in terms of balance.
Maybe not balance in terms of difficulty, but they branch out into different areas of maps. We get technical maps, we get speed maps, we get, well...
We're seeing a plethora of maps from a variety of mappers all across the world. So...
I guess it comes with drawbacks and benefits.
Yeah, but the main challenges in this map, I suppose, just the 1/6 coupled with some 1/4 snappings and then some 1/8 patterns as well.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that will conclude.
I will leave you to the hard rock pool because I don't want to talk about that.
I don't want to talk about it either, but I will. Yeah, we're moving on to hard rock right now. This is our first map. This is Chroma Sink to the Deep Sea World, but by Queen, who is a contender of the Chilean team. The difficulty is called Overlaps Only, and we're looking at 7.44 stars. This doesn't seem to be too fast. However, it is compensated by this massive SV. This is really quick.
Yeah, that does not look like 185 BPM.
No, not at all. And although the patterns don't seem to be too difficult to be read, the SV does add a little bit of a challenge in terms of keeping up with it. Interesting chiptune sound, I would say.
In terms of OD,
yeah.
it's actually OD4. So with hard rock, it actually only goes to OD 5.6, which is
That's not too much.
This
That's
is
manageable.
This isn't an accuracy challenge at all. If anything, we have no mod picks that have a significantly higher OD. So this is definitely testing more on SV readability as opposed to being able to accurately hit hard rock. Another thing to note, however, is that HP drain is 6, and when you slap hard rock on that, that's going to go to HP 8 point something, 84 I believe, and that is incredibly high. So a couple drops, and you fail, in short. AP 8.4 is unforgiving, so...
Indeed, to sum up the map, this map is trying to hit you with those 1/6. If you do mess up during the streams, the map will punish you for that. You will drop your HP, you will tank a lot of health, and you don't want that in the match.
Other things to note, since it's only OD 5.6, note locking is still a thing, I guess?
Mm-hmm. Very punishable mistakes.
Yeah, and I hear, if I recall, the SV continues to rise as the map progresses, and we can already see that the SV is getting quite ridiculous. It also features quite a few weird staffing, using a mixture of 1/3, 1/4, and 1/6 staffing. So, while OD is not the highest, it still requires some technical expertise here.
Most certainly so. I didn't even notice that the SV was just rising and rising. That is due to the fact that I could see every circle twice through the browser, so I wouldn't even know that would happen. But yeah, this looks challenging.
Yeah, but whoever's playing this is doing a fairly good job.
Oh, absolutely. Do you have an inkling on who that may be?
Playstyle looks fairly iconic, I'd say. He's not alting. He or she isn't alting, so I think that's pretty telltale giveaway.
Wait, you're saying that there's a possibility we're looking at a female player right here?
No. Anyway, time to move on to the next hard rock pick. Now, this one is quite surprising. So, coming in at 7.95 stars, the map is Cybersparks, a map by Unmei Muma, who's been featured in some previous Mappools, I have to say.
Indeed.
But yeah, formerly known as Gezo, the artist is Tash, and the difficulty is Akumu, which is rather uncommon for a difficulty name.
Well, it is for Gezo, and we know that when we are facing an Akumu difficulty, we are not messing around. This is really hard what we're facing, okay? It isn't claimed to be as hard as the other hard rock pick, but the OD is at 9.8, and we had a representation of high OD in a double time pick in the previous pool, which was Pernicious. Yeah, so the high OD is making a representation in this map pool as well, and we do get technical and long streams.
With regards to BPM, it cruises along at 192. So in terms of SV, it's not too challenging, at least for a practiced hard rock reader, hard rock player. Although the map does go on for quite a while, it goes on for about 4 minutes. So definitely it tests, again, focus, and well, just not stamina, considering the BPM isn't too high, but definitely tests the player's ability to focus for 4 minutes, I guess. I certainly could not focus for this long, especially on a hard rock pick.
Right, yeah. Hopefully the accuracy isn't too bad on the replay right there. Props to that.
But OD 9.8 is certainly a challenge, and some of the streams are certainly quite technical. And the streams do go on for quite a while, I would say.
This one especially, wow. And we do get the best.
Interlaced within the streams are 1/6 plus 1/4 patterns, although they all seem to be fairly basic. They only seem to be the same pattern repeated.
Yeah, they clearly divide the colors as well, so this is not too hard to follow, but you know, at 9.8 OD, anything can happen here.
Seems like a fairly straightforward pick to me. What do you think, Doctor?
Yeah, I think so as well. I'm glad that I don't have to play it, obviously.
I can honestly see this map being picked close.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
From what we've seen so far in the pools, this seems to be the most reasonable pick. I'm hesitant to say that, but it seems like one of the easier picks, definitely, in the entire map.
It's much more readable if you ask me. So if those players, coupled with this map, they will face less of a difficulty concerning the SV right there in combination, or rather in comparison to the previous one. But still, I wouldn't mess around with that 9.8. That's a very long stream.
Yeah. So looks like that does it for the hard rock pool. And
Most
we'll be
definitely.
moving on to double time. Now we are definitely in for a surprise for double time.
Now, if somebody doesn't know this map, then I don't know whether they've watched any Taiko World Cup before. Do you want to introduce that one?
No, I want to do the second one, so you do this one.
Okay, so this one is R176 by Cranky. And this has made an appearance in every single World Cup we had, I'm pretty sure. Didn't miss out on any. This time, however, it is in the double time pool. I feel like it was in the hard rock pool before. This time we'll see it in the double time, definitely. And this is a very fast pick. This is a base BPM of 190, but it amps up to 285 BPM. This is nothing to mess about with. Well, due to the speed, most patterns become really tiring after a while, even though this map is not too long.
Yeah, I mean, some patterns are actually quite awkward. They do feature some DK, like, at 285 BPM. That certainly is a challenge.
Oh, yep. There you go. So, I'm being corrected here, so it wasn't used in the last Taiko World Cup. I was actually sure it was, but, well...
I'm sure it made its appearance in a warm-up somewhere.
Yeah, or in the LMS. I'm not sure though. And also, somebody's saying that it wasn't in TWC 1. I wasn't around at that time, so might be right there.
But yeah, moving on to what I believe to be by far the hardest map in the entire map pool. We have Veritas, mapped by Chromox. The artist is Cranky, and the difficulty name is Secret. So without any mods, the map itself is 6.37 stars. Now, like, having a map like this in the double time pool sends all sorts of alarm bells ringing in my head. Because if you slap double time on that, the SR shoots up to 8.26, I believe. That
just ties with the hardest one we got in no mod.
In short, this map hovers at around 260 BPM and contains a lot.
Oh my goodness, what is this?
And within Death Theme, interlaced are 1/6 patterns. I can almost assure you that there will be no one who will FC this map. I can almost guarantee that. There are even U68. I don't think U68 can FC this map.
I mean, I haven't seen this one, so I'm even more surprised. And this is really fast, and there are some super strong streams in there.
Who's playing? Oh god.
Oh, ICOC, huh?
Leaked.
Okay, and now we go. Now we see who's behind all this.
Yeah, but I think whoever did Mappools showcase will have to grab someone from Japan because I don't think anyone was capable of playing this.
Yeah. Oh boy. However, this map is not too long, which is why we're already moving on to the free mod pool. And quite frankly, I only know one out of these 3 maps. We will see that map later on that I know, but right now we're talking about Rider Freya. This is a map by Sayaka, so one of the Mappools selectors. The difficulty is called Oni, and we're at 6.48 stars. Apparently this is very close to the Ganymede Kamomi mix map of the previous pool that we didn't see too many times, but it was there, I believe. Yeah, in the France versus Indonesia, it was definitely there.
Although with Hard Rock, this map looks to be insane.
Indeed, yes. May I note that any mod can be used on this map. There will only be restrictions on one map. So we're dealing with a lot of 1/6 bursts and some triplets, or trials if you want. Sometimes we do look at high SV, we did see that in the beginning, but also there are slower parts that can mess up HD players just as much as the high parts.
I don't think I can see anyone going for hidden hard drop here. There's just simply too much variation.
I mean, I'm not counting out Japan here, but I don't feel it.
I don't think it's necessary, considering that there are people who are going to miss.
Guess that's too much of a risk.
Oh god, this is I suppose this is the high BPM section, and looks like.
Yeah, I'm out of that one. I'm not playing that with hard rock. Forget that. Jeez. Yeah, I'm a little speechless right there. That was super high SV. I can see how it's...
Although the BPM isn't too bad. The BPM should be 280, just under.
And I feel like the patterns for that BPM were still quite manageable. At least the configuration of those, yeah. I can see how it's close to Ganymede.
Next map.
Nonetheless, yes, next map. We're looking at... Oh, do you want to go ahead?
Map by Tasha. The artist is... I don't actually know how to say it, but Taihan?
Taihan?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, difficulty is Oni.
Yeah, this is a 6.14 star difficulty map. What we're looking at here are really frequent fly velocity changes over here. So that is bound to trick you up. And we do get some very difficult snappings. And in general, with mods, it should be very hard to perform.
Alright, just received word from Tasha here that this is actually a collab with Jai.
Oh, actually.
So, Australian and Canadian mapper forces unite. So, as all mod combinations are possible, so while this map hovers at about 188 BPM, so hidden and hard rock revival options here.
Do you see anybody going for the combination of this one?
No, I think the slider velocity changes are a bit too extreme for that.
It's just too much to cope with.
I think it's slightly easier on hidden.
It may be, yeah. I feel like those...
Actually, never mind. Some of the... I think memorization is the key here. Oh, then again, with the impossible SV changes amplified by hard rock, then yeah, definitely no one's gonna go for hidden hard rock here unless you're memorizing the map.
Well, the guy in the replay sure knows how to play those patterns.
Maybe he mapped it.
Anyway, we're looking at the third and final free mod pick, and this is the map that I knew out of the three. This is the map you're restricted to play hidden hard rock with if you choose to play with mods. This is Project Grimoire, Caliburn Story of the Legendary Sword.
Recently
the recently ranked Euro only difficulty 5.988 stars. It's not too hard overall, however it does oppose some difficult death streams that can trip you off if you're not paying attention, and with hidden hard rock in combination, that is definitely a challenge.
While BPM is only 190, there are SV increases when it comes to the death streams. Yes. So that will definitely increase the increase a reading challenge even further.
If you do get quite a speed up for the last key eye of the map. And I figure that the OD, which is 5.9, does cause a little bit of a problem with the mod combination. The same goes for the HP drain, which is also 5.9. It's a good song though.
I mean, I don't think there's much to say about this map. I'm sure most people are familiar with it from the rank section.
Yeah.
Also, French mapper bias. Calling it here and now.
Yeah, I'm more excited about the tiebreaker right now because I have no idea what this one is.
Can I just point out, there have been 4 French mappers already.
And we're adding another one. Okay, and with that, we will move on to the tiebreaker of next weekend. And it will be Moro Decadent Fantasy, mapped by Timmy Ackman, as we already said. The difficulty is called Supreme Only, and we're looking at 7.86 stars.
Yeah, it clocks in at 5 minutes, and our BPM is about 220. I expect to see a lot of 1/4 and 1/6 patterns.
Indeed, yes. Some of these... Go ahead.
Okay, I'd just like to remind everyone that Moro is the same artist that did Death Mute, and Death Mute was hellish enough, and this is a whole star rating above it.
Oh, now I see. Yeah, I'm pretty cool Moro for some other song. Yeah, it was definitely Death Mute. Please note that these bursts that you will be able to see, I figure, are going to be very long. We do get some monos here and there as well, so depending on the player, this will definitely mess up some.
Yeah, some of these bursts are, I'd say, a bit insane.
Absolutely.
DDKK players will definitely struggle on this.
Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about that one.
And continuing on the theme of finisher placement, they do remind me of a bit about Death Mute.
Indeed. It was kind of inherited from Psycho's mapping stuff. Maybe a collab? I don't know. That was indeed 1/8 before the 1/6.
So this is a tiebreaker that I don't see anyone will ever FC.
No.
Especially not on the stage.
In the match, on the match point. Yeah, no chance. Okay, so the first third was already astonishing enough, but let's see the rest too.
We do have some ninjas there.
Oh, why?
Am I hearing another song here? Why is that song so familiar? Where is it actually from? I can't remember.
I know this song as well. Give me a second. What was it? Is this Toho? Toho?
I can't remember. Twitch chat, help us out here.
Necrophantasia. That's the song. Yeah, overall, I feel like the second third of this map was very manageable. Like this is the part where you want to be consistent at. The others will, well, trip you up a little bit more.
Although I can imagine the end of the song being very tricky.
Yep.
In typical tiebreaker style fashion. Perhaps something we've seen in the beginning, but on a more extreme level?
Well, let's see.
Oh god, some of these streams.
Oh, that hurts. Just thinking about those hurts my fingers. Well, what's this again? 220? 220, okay.
Looks like we'll be practicing a lot.
Indeed. Oh, these transitions from K streams at 1/4 snapping and K streams at 1/6 snapping are horrible for GDKK.
Just like to say, do you think there are going to be any matches next week that could potentially make it the tiebreaker?
Oh, that's a very good question.
Because while we're admiring the cool, like how glorious this map is, do you think we'd ever see this map being played?
Well, considering that this is semifinals, I think the chance for this is a little bit lower than it would have been if we were in the finals. I'm not counting it out though. I can't think of any matchup at the top of my head that could bring us to that tiebreaker, but I do want it to happen at least once.
Right, looks like the total map was like 2,600 notes or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely very hard.
Whoever played it at least passed it. Well, 775k is what I would call the average of what anybody that competes in this tournament is going to have in the end. If it is a pass in the end. Well, with that, it looks like we are concluding with today's events. We had quite an exciting weekend. We did see, well, a couple of nice matches. I hope you enjoyed watching this weekend's broadcast of the quarterfinals, and we will definitely see you in the semifinals next week. I am Sutura. I was joined with Magnemizer.
Yep, and it's been a pleasure commentating, and we hope to see you all again next week.
And before we close, I want you to remind that you can show your support for other teams by buying some profile banners that we provide in the OS store. Yeah, they look really cool, and they have a bright green color. I can only recommend them. Anyway, that was enough from us. We will see you next weekend.